Hey everybody, I'm Storm Track meteorologist Nate Harrington. This week, a special week in the state of Alabama. It is Severe Weather Awareness Week. It's basically a week for us to go over all the severe weather plans and the dangers of severe weather in the state of Alabama. We're going to cover a lot of topics during the week, and we're also going to end the week, not really in the Storm Track weather team. It's called Safe from the Storm. We're going to talk about first responders. We're going to talk about lightning safety, where you need to be when severe weather strikes, talk about tornadoes. We're going to cover a lot of bases during that special, so we hope you join us for that. We want to get you acclimated with severe weather and what exactly it means. When you have a severe thunderstorm, you get those really strong straight line winds, those downdrafts create straight line winds. They basically move in the horizontal in either direction. They can be pretty strong at sometimes, 50, 60, 70 miles an hour, and it's all due to these downdrafts. These downdrafts also create the chance for large hail to fall. Now, large hail anywhere between an inch to an inch and a half, right around the size of a quarter or a golf ball, can be as big as softball size hail. We've seen that before in the state as well. So the thresholds for a severe thunderstorm are winds of 60 miles per hour and hail that's at least an inch in diameter. Safety rules for this, pretty simple. Stay inside a sturdy building. If you're outside, get inside as quickly as you can. Stay away from the windows and also all those plugged in electronics as well. Lightning can come right through those and give yourself a shock. All right, so let's talk about flooding. Now, flooding is one of those things that a lot of folks don't really associate with severe weather because it's not tornadoes, it's not strong winds, but it's the number 2 killer, all weather-related deaths over the last 30 years. Heat is the only other thing in the weather world that kills more people every single year than flooding. 2 feet of water can pick up and carry most vehicles, and if you are in that scenario, you don't have a whole lot of chance to get to safety. So what you need to do is never drive through water of unknown depth. If you know that it looks a little deep, don't even bother. Turn around, don't drown is what we always say. Get to higher ground, avoid low spots in the road, and never cross barriers set up by law enforcement. That's a big, big no-no. We've seen that before cost people their lives and also their cars. It could get really bad. And they know why they put those barriers up for your safety. And avoid driving at night during flood conditions too. That's just a recipe to get yourself into trouble as well. Flash flooding, a little bit different than just normal flooding. Flash flooding occurs basically like that. Not that quick, but you know what I'm talking about. It occurs within 6 hours of heavy or excessive rainfall. Normally this has to do with a low spot getting inundated with a lot of water flowing into it. Flash flooding, a threat to life and property always, and it can impact urban and rural areas as well. So this does not discriminate between spots. We know a lot of places around central Alabama are very susceptible to flash flooding. This can happen very quickly, especially in Tuscaloosa. I know McFarland and 15th, that's one of the spots that really does seem to get a lot of flash flooding when we get a lot of heavy rainfall. Aerial flooding, a little bit different. You'll sometimes see an aerial flood warning. What exactly does that mean? Well, it develops more gradually over a larger space. It results in buildup of water in flood-prone areas, small creeks, and streams. And then we've got river flooding, basically self-explanatory. When you get a lot of water over the course of 1, 2, 3 days, our rivers and creeks can start to rise, and that's when we start to see a little bit of river flooding. River can overflow its banks and be a threat to the houses that are built along the banks, houses, businesses, what have you, along the banks of the river. We haven't had a whole lot of that in the last several months because of our big drought, but trust me, that could be a problem. Let's talk about tornadoes. Now, the numbers are pretty staggering when you talk about tornadoes by month during the springtime. Normally, spring is our really bad severe weather season, and in the last 66 years, you can see March, April, and May, those are some of our bigger months, especially April. Now, these numbers are a little bit skewed because of what happened on April 27th of 2011. But even if you take that away, April is still our most active tornado month for central Alabama. No, November, December can get a little hairy, but normally this is right here. This is the spot that we need to be extra vigilant. I always mess that word up. March, April, and May for tornadoes. So where do you need to be when a tornado is threatening, when a tornado warning is issued? Inside a home or business. Sturdy structure, lowest level of your home, inside a small interior room, away from those windows and doors. That's always the safest place to be. If you're in a mobile home, it's not the best place to be at all. Get out. There's no safe area in a mobile home. You need to know where to go well ahead of the storm. If you know that severe weather is a potential for that day, if there's a tornado watch issued, you need to know where to go before a tornado warning is ever issued if you live in a mobile home. A lot of places now have shelters in mobile home parks, and that's a good thing, but always know where to go if where you live doesn't have a shelter nearby. If you're inside a vehicle, there's been a lot of controversy about this the last few years, about people trying to outrun tornadoes in their vehicles. That's not advisable either. If shelter isn't available close to you, drive as close as you can to a gas station, another sturdy structure. A lot of folks around here have really good neighbors, and if there's a tornado bearing down on you and you come and say, I need a place to go, your neighbor most likely will help you out. So please make sure that you've got a place to go if you're inside of a vehicle and you know there's a tornado warning that's been issued. We're going to talk about lightning in our safety special too, our special Safe from the Storm on Thursday. And the lightning basically has a twofold danger. If you're outside, we want you inside. But lightning has caused a lot of house fires around central Alabama, especially the Birmingham area, the last year or so. We're going to talk about that too. But safety rules for lightning, just get inside. Don't try to tempt it. Normally, during the spring and summer, a lot of people are outside, but lightning is the number one killer of folks that are outside, on boats, out at the ballpark, what have you. If you're outside, get inside. And the 30-30 rule is a good rule of thumb. If you see lightning, then hear thunder within 30 seconds of each other, you're too close. Normally 5 to 6 miles is the extent that a thunderstorm can be away from you, that it can strike you. We want you to be inside. If you can even hear thunder, please seek shelter. And then the last clap of thunder after you hear that, 30 minutes after, is when you can go back outside. If you don't have the Storm Track weather app, that's a great way to keep track of severe weather in your area. Any sort of alerts that are issued by the National Weather Service or by us, if we send out a tweet or if we send out a forecast update, that's going to go right to that Storm Track weather app, and we want you to have that. It's free. You might as well download it. Everybody in the building has it. It's a great resource for lightning detection, rain detection, and all those severe weather alerts as well. So we're going to have much more on Severe Weather Awareness Week as we go throughout the week. We also have a contest running on our Facebook page. If you go sign up, there's a secret word that you have to put in every single day. We're going to run this until Thursday. You could win a weather radio. Another good way to keep safe from the storm. So go and sign up for that, and be sure to stay tuned for Safe from the Storm, and that airs on Thursday at 6:30. If we don't have any questions, I didn't think we would. We will see you guys later on.